Anyway, let's go. Best of 7 series. Hopefully the title appears as such. It's gonna be Rex versus Futurama in this series of games. They did go through the maps and decided that this one is to be the first map. So let's see if this scoreboard works. Moment of truth, everyone. Fingers crossed. It should do. It does. Fantastic. Anyways, before we begin though, let me just put this scroll speed down because I'm not a player, I'm a caster. So down in the bottom, we have Rex, presumably playing as the Scrin or Traveler. He's playing as Scrin, surprisingly. I say surprisingly because Traveler's win rate currently is the highest it has ever been. And up in the top we've got, that's the Cyan Black Hand. It's going to be Futurama. Again, Black Hand, interesting. Unless he wants to go for triple War Factory bike buggy all in. I don't know the benefits of picking Black Hand on this map. I picked it versus Rex. I participated in this tournament. I picked Black Hand versus him, man. It didn't work. Yeah, but Rex was Traveler that game. This time he's opting for Scrin. I don't know about that. The Prodigy was what killed me in that game. And Scrin just don't have that. Sure, they got shields. Shielded Devastator warships with shielded tripods is such an amazing combo against Black Hand. And what are we seeing here? A foundry opening? That is too risky for my liking, because Futurama can just go for a flame tank rush and win the game. But instead he's going for eco. That was such a risky move from Rex. But will this put him ahead? I don't know. I mean, he will get an extra tip load. But we can see from the resources, which I should bring up on the left-hand side here. I don't know. I can't read it. Because one of my displays is... it's kind of difficult to do this. I've got 3 screens, but even with 3 screens, it's hard to see these things. So let me just do that. And the Twitch chat. There we go. So based on... because I want to see the resources in real time here. So Rex is going to be ahead by what looks to be $500. I mean, it is a lead, but questionable if it's worth the risk because, again, like I said, he could have gone for a flame tank. The game could have been over. Such a cool, awesome feature, isn't it? Having this scoreboard, because you can get relevant match information in real time, and for me that was such an interesting opening that it warranted that. Yeah, this is a real-time cast. As you can see from the scoreboard, it is currently 0-0, so you're just in time to watch this series here. 3 refineries and lots of eco coming out from Rex. Futurama up in the top. He's going for eco, which is, again, I'm not sure why you'd pick Black Hand and just eco up. The main reason you pick Black Hand is to rush with flame tanks because they start off as veteran. Plus you got really good anti-scouting early on. You can draft cabals, you can prevent enemies from getting into your base. And Scrin especially struggle to scout Black Hand if they anti-scout correctly. Now Futurama is cleaning up the scouts, but Rex is ecoing so hard. I don't know what Futurama was thinking of. I don't see his chances being too great in this game. He's playing this one wrong. That's my humble opinion. But let's just watch and see what we can see here. I mean, you can go for Purifying Flame and sneak one flame tank in with blue flame. There is an entrance down here if you didn't know. You can sneak one in, and that would be insane if he did that. Oh, Buzzer Swarm comes in, thins out the infantry, gets all the rocket squads before the Black Disciple upgrade is on the way, and that is huge. That is huge because Rex has already got his tier 3 and he's got Gunwalkers. If I were Rex right now, I would just send these Gunwalkers in, like, do what he just did there. Thin out the numbers. Got some Scorpion tanks though, so he's not going to be able to do that. Raider buggy's getting cleaned up. Scorpion tanks moving in for the scout. A second war factory comes down. Probably for Mechapeds. I'd like to see some Mechapeds. But based on how slow this is building, it's going to be a tripod. So Rex is going to play this super passively, it seems. And I can't really blame him. Scrin in the late game, very, very powerful. He's got the attenuated force fields on those gunwalkers. Now, that's the one advantage he gets for not picking Traveler 59. But whilst he's sitting in his base, he's letting Futurama take all the blue Tiberium. If I have Futurama, I just never harvest here. Why not, right? I mean, you need all the advantages you can get. And you know that flame tank I mentioned earlier that would have snuck into the base? Well, it's got one on the left-hand side. But the question is, did Rex see it? I mean, I guess Futurama could get that spike if he doesn't want to risk it and go into that base there and lose his army. This force is getting cleaned up. Phase was used a bit early for my liking. That's actually not too great. Blue Tiberium coming in. It's likely the flame tank didn't shoot because he had it on a force fire attack. So it's probably... And also the turret speed is pretty slow. But yeah, these gunwalkers just crushing all the infantry. Oh, he could have crushed more. He could have crushed more there. Rex not really doing as much damage as he could have, but there's only 4 beam cannons, and I think Rex is fine here. There's a wormhole. What's he doing with this wormhole? Is there a wormhole in this base? Oh, there's a wormhole in the base, and the commando has just taken the construction yard. That's what that wormhole was for. He's not sending the tripods through the wormhole. Man, imagine if he had done that. GG, right? All those harvesters would have been killed, or at least forced off the line. But as it stands... Oh... There's an engineer here. Futurama didn't clean up the engineer, so that could be taking that refinery over if Rex is paying attention. Tripod's just going in for the crush. Beam cannons are not really in enough numbers to deal with this, so they're going to be forced back. That tripod could be teleported back home. I mean, we did see the commando live. Not sure if it went through the wormhole. I'm assuming it got taken out, though, because it had like 1 HP. And this game is going exactly as I had anticipated, given how there was no rushing early on. There was just absolutely no rushing at all from Futurama. There was nothing he did to get an advantage. And you really need one as Black Hand, or really any Nod faction against Scrin. You can't just let Scrin eco up and spam tripods. It's just that's such a losing strategy, if you ask me. And exactly what I said. The refinery is taken. It's looking pretty bad now for Futurama. There's a flame tank. It's looking pretty bad for Futurama, but there's a flame tank here. There is a flame tank here that took out the entire base. I predicted this game. Did I not say there was going to be a flame tank that snuck down here and could have caused massive damage? I swear, guys, this is a live replay. I didn't watch it beforehand. Okay, so there was a flame tank that I did not scout or see. Rex was as focused as I was on the rest of what was going on. That one flame tank with Purifying Flame just destroyed the whole base in the back. Like, there's nothing here. That one flame tank killed everything. There's nothing there. He's lost everything. And there's beam cannons now reinforcing with infantry. How is Rex going to stop this? He does have buzzer hives. Now, what Rex can use is the stasis shield. That's the one thing he hasn't used. And you know what? I think that's going to be insane if it's used on all these beam cannons. If he uses it on the beam cannons, he can surround them with the tripods, move in with the gunwalkers. And it's going to be really hard to deal with this. Now, Futurama still has a good shot at this since Rex doesn't have the phase field. And that's one crutch that the Scrin have to deal with this sort of attack. Now, these beam cannons cannot be stealth because Black Hand obviously don't get the stealth. The drone platform wasn't cleaned up in that flame tank assault, but yeah, the beam cannons will be taken up. And it's these Scrin support powers that are so insane. Though, does Futurama have another flame tank around the side? Doesn't look like it from the minimap. I mean, the minimap's pretty terrible anyway in this game, so you're lucky to see it on there if it does happen. Futurama didn't push early. I think Futurama's mistake was just not rushing or doing anything with Black Hand sooner. I mean, he waited too long for that flame tank. He waited until Futurama... Rex had like 6 tripods out already. That's not when you do damage. 6 tripods is a game-ending army. You can definitely lose games to 6 tripods as Black Hand, and yeah, it's just not looking too great. The infantry are coming out here. I mean, he's spamming infantry, but there's no... This is not enough there. The gunwalkers are going to take them out. Watchtower, Shredder turret will come down to try and tank some shots, but I mean, it's looking pretty bad here since now the MCV will be falling, and there's no... Oh, there is a second MCV, actually, but yeah, these gunwalkers are taking out everything. Another flame tank in the back, though, has destroyed the refineries. Am I calling this too soon? Perhaps I am. I mean, if these gunwalkers get taken out, there's no way Futurama wins this game, right? I mean, it's just not possible. The flame tank, though, did take out the refinery. There's another flame tank here. Where are these flame tanks coming from? Oh, he needs to watch out for the crush. The MCV could potentially go down there. Futurama does have economy. He does have economy, and the tripods are being forced back there. Rex does get down the refinery. The flame tanks have made the comeback, everyone. I cannot believe what I'm looking at here. Futurama needs to immediately go for a backs while he still has this MCV alive. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Actually, take everything back I said in this game, because apparently Futurama is gonna probably take it now. What? What? And now there's gonna be 3 tripod husks for the taking, and he's gonna get himself some armor. Along with this force of man spam, there's some heroic squads in there too. What if you know what I'd do if I were Futurama? Just move in close range into this drone ship and take it out. Oh, it's definitely worth taking out. If I were him, I would have sacked all that infantry for that drone platform. There's a flame tank in the bottom taking out the Tiberium spike, and what a game start things off. What a game to start this series off. I'm amazed at this. Rex did not anticipate the flame tanks, and that is going to be GG. So that is a point on the board for Rex. Well done to Rex in that game. So let's put 1 for Rex before I forget. I have to do this in real time, and I now wish I had my third monitor in, you know, landscape orientation, because having it in vertical is pretty inconvenient. But it does allow me to see the hotkeys on this battle cry system. So well done to Futurama for taking a game there on that map. Surprisingly. I should be really saving these replays too in case these guys are not. I do not have command post installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to name this game 1 Rex Futurama, and we're going to go forth and continue with this series. It's working. Right, I'm going to see if this works. Control-Alt-1, there we go. And it should still maintain the scoreline of 1-0 for Rex. Given now that last game went so well for Rex, he's going to continue, well, no, it didn't go so well for Rex at all. It went horribly. Why is he not picking Traveler? He could have gone for a cultist squad and ended that flame tank. He could have sent the flame tank to Futurama. Imagine a flame tank that is heroic against all that man spam. Would have been crazy. Why has Rex got 1? Yeah, that is a good point. Why does Rex have 1? Let's do that and do this instead. There we go. I'm getting to learn this scoreboard here. It is fixed. Quick fix there. That is the benefit of having more than one display, so I can update you guys on these things quickly. Plus there's no delay on the stream, as you can tell. But yeah, on the left-hand side, we've got playing as the purple screen. It's going to be Rex. He should go Mecha Piece this time. I don't like tripods only. You want to have at least several Mecha Piece out, just so you can contest the map a little bit and see where all these flame tanks are coming from. You can, you know, send them up and down the map. You know, keep tabs on what's coming. That was not the case for him. And if he's not going to go Mecha Piece, at least just not Q-move all your tripods. Leave one tripod at home in spots where you can probably expect flame tanks to come from. Again, if you're not going Mecha Piece, you want to be super alert on that. We do have ourselves a flame tank rush from Futurama. Rex does not have anything in the bottom from what I can tell, though I am going to go to his point of view and see if that is really happening. Yeah, he does not have anything down there. So that's not too good for him. But he does actually spot the one flame tank in Futurama's base. Assuming MCV's intro like side, but I don't have the best scroll wheel. You need one of those, you know, Logitech mice with the infinite scroll that does it for you. I just can't do it all in one. Well, maybe sort of, but I just don't know how to do that as well as him. Besides, I'm more of a player than caster. I decided to cast this series because it genuinely did interest me. This is going to be a pretty even matchup, if you ask me. I wasn't expecting Futurama to take that first game. Flame Tank will spot a Harvester. Could kill it, in fact. Yeah, that Harvester is taking a ton of damage. Not something you expect at all in the early minutes of this game. A Harvester going down to a Flame Tank. That just happened, everyone. Not often do you see that. Flame Tank rush. Kills a Harvester. Worth it. I mean, definitely worth it. Not the reason you build flame tanks, but definitely good enough. Got ourselves a tier 3 there. Only 4 harvesters since he sent the 5th one to the blue Tiberium field. I mean, yeah. Taking out this spike would be cool. They start off as veteran, these Black Hand squads. This is looking like the strategy I used to do back in the day. He's going for a dev tank and Mecha Ps to follow up. This is certainly a strategy that I was pretty familiar with many years ago. I'm not sure how effective this is going to be. I'm assuming the Devourer tank is on the way to the enemy base right now. If I were Futurama, I would just spam infantry. Infantry spam is for sure the way to go. If this Hand of Nod is spotted, though, the Scrin player could just swarm that. But there's a flame tank in the base. That flame tank is going to take out this tier 3. There's nothing that Rex can do. Rex, he's lost. The game is over. He's forced to pull back the Mecha piece, but it's all over. It is all over here. Again, that one flame tank getting into the base and taking out the critical infrastructure. Rex has got to do better than this if he wants to win this series. That is huge. The tech hasn't exactly been reset completely. I mean, he does maintain control of his refineries, plus he still has the 2 Mechapeds. I'm not sure if the Devourer tanks were microed back. We did see a bunch of Scorpions. They're over here. If I'm Rex, I'd be feeling pretty shaken by that. Is he going to go for a Gravity Stabilizer and build 4 Storm Riders? That would be my reaction at this point. He's probably floating a lot of resources, as we can see. 8 grand. That's the one thing going for Rex. And these 2 Mechapedes have actually found a gap. The Devourer tanks have pulled away all the infantry. And now these Harvesters will be targeted. The Scorpion tanks are here to respond. Rex will want to micro these Mechapedes and avoid them going down. He's caught in a really rough situation here since the infantry can take them out when they're retreating, unless Futurama is not paying attention. But it's mostly consisting of Cabals, so they're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to these Mechapedes, and the force firing doesn't look to be too great either. They're still just, you know, buying Rex time. Rex is being bought time here. He's got 3 Harvesters on this refinery. Another 4 needs to transfer some, but of course he's busy microing these, and that's exactly what happens. I absolutely fall for this myself. I'm microing my army, and then I've got like 5 Harvesters on my main that I haven't transferred over, and it really hurts. But it's not going to be too bad for Rex because he's floating 7 grand right now. The game will auto rally some stuff. Maybe sell one of these refineries off, get an extra $700. Maybe, given that he has control of the map right now, he could send those Harvesters to the blue tip, clean that up before going back for Gunwalkers. But he's going for a tier 3, and it's Mechapedes once more. So is Rex going to make a comeback here? I'm surprised, given how out of position he was. that the flame tank was only able to kill the tier 3 and the war factory. That looked to me like game-ending damage, but it was not. And you know, he killed the harvester as well, Futurama. But if we look at the resources gathered, Rex has a clear lead. He has 10 grand harvested over Futurama. He is ahead technically. When it comes to army, I think Futurama has a slight lead because there's just not a lot of gunwalkers to contend with that infantry in the bottom. But he's got all the gunwalkers up in the top of the map, maybe looking for flame tanks, possibly. After that last game, he's probably on edge, anticipating flame tanks to be coming from all sides. It's very psychological. The Black Hand player doesn't really need to build them, but Scrin can be tilted as a result of it. The Scorpion tanks have been upgraded with this Dozer Blade upgrade. That's going to give them 20% additional armor, especially good against the gun damage that these Mechapees inflict. It's not how you'd calculate it normally, like, oh, Predator tank takes 7 shots to kill a Scorpion tank with Dozer Blades. No, it doesn't work like that with this, since the gun damage is over time, and it's just 20% more effective against the gun damage, which is why they have that as a buff. Mechapedes on the tip field, not exactly ideal either. This can get one click. A Catalyst Missile would be insane if he was to get the Mechapedes and the refineries. Imagine that, right? Would be insanely good for him. Now this is where it gets tricky for Black Hand. They don't have too many options later on against the Scrin army. This is really weird. Why has he got Mantis? Why was there Mantis? I guess the Storm Riders was what he was expecting there, or maybe Devastator warships. But it's too early for Dev ships, right? Rex was recovering. Rex needs to think about expanding soon. Look at his Tiberium field. He's almost depleted this. Futurama in the top has set up an expansion on the third. There's a Hexapod out here, so while Rex won't have income from his Tiberium fields, he will be getting income from his Eradicator Hexapod, and these harvesters that have collected blue Tiberium will be getting taken out. 4 harvester kills. That was ill-timed from Futurama. Those harvesters drove straight into the Mechapedes, and that one will go down too. The Hexapod is moving forward there. The tier 3 will be going down. That means the Hexapod will not have the face field to stop this assault, and I'm surprised that he teleported it back, given how Futurama is on the ropes here. The infantry will be destroyed, and Futurama just can't contend with this. The Mechapedes are coming in to assist, and the Scorpion tanks will have no choice but to defend this base off. It's looking dire for Futurama. More harvesters going down, and Futurama is falling to bits now. This could be... I'm not going to call it just yet, though, given what happened last game. I'm not going to call anything just yet. Tripod is taking weird damage, and that's doing a lot, actually. 50% additional damage these units take when they're getting shot at from the rear, and it's certainly noticeable there. The Mastermind moves in to teleport in the Hexapod, and the Hexapod's just going to move in free reign. There's no EMP, I don't think. No EMP is a huge blow. There's a flame tank in the base once more. Needs to stop and shoot the shock trooper, but he could get ranked up on this war factory. And can Rex hold this off? The Mastermind, I assume, is going back to base to try and capture this flame tank. This force will be driven back. The Hexapod has taken significant damage now, and the flame tank has ranked up to heroic. But Rex still has a refinery at his third base. Where is the Mastermind? He had a Mastermind which teleported in the Hexapod. Did it die? Did it die? I'm not sure. It's over here, in fact. Futurama must be aware of that because he's moving the flame tank back. The Mastermind is running towards it. I don't know which has more speed. I'm assuming the Mastermind. Flame tank, though, has helped a lot. And now this base is under attack. The Hexapod is on so low health. This could be taken out. This could be taken out here. And where's that hero flame tank? It's somewhere. It's probably coming back once again. The harvesters are being taken out. What an insane game. Oh, Futurama has the opportunity here to take some of this blue Tiberium. He's got some Scorpion tanks as well. He could be using those. He could be flanking this base here. There's Mechapedes coming as well. There's so many harvesters that are dying in this on this map. Stasis chamber right there. Stasis shield probably cooled down by now. I'm not sure if it was even used this game. I can't remember if it was. Oh yeah, it was just used earlier. I remember. Never mind, I remember now. Hexapod will stay alive. It does have double descent inside of it, as well as a shock trooper. And this game will equalize. Who's ahead right now? Economically, they're almost tied, which is insane given how much has happened. It's kind of crazy to think this game could be even. I think Futurama has sort of thrown it though, because he didn't send any harvesters to this blue field. Whoever gets this is going to win this match. Rex can't afford to take it since he lost a lot of harvesters earlier. I think Futurama has more harvesters to spare. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and some rocket squads there, but there's no EMP. There's no EMP cores to shut down this Hex. What is going on over here? The flame tank was actually mind controlled. Rex did not forget about it, and now this has to be dealt with. The Scorpion tanks are here to destroy his own flame tank. He doesn't have Venoms as Blackhand to destroy the Mastermind and get back the flame tank, which is unfortunate for him. But yeah, it's not too bad, all things considered. The Mastermind, sadly though, is not where it needs to be, which is in this base to teleport back the Hexapod. But I think there's enough forces here to, well, maybe not actually. These Gunwalkers are not performing too well. The force firing could be better on these Mechapedes. One Mechapede could go down. Oh, he does just about get that there. And this Hexapod is moving in. Will teleport it back to base. It's going to go down likely. Does the Scrim player have a tier 3? I don't think he does. No tier 3. I'm not sure why he's not stopping and shooting this. This is so low on health. I think with the Scorpion tanks to assist, this Hexapod could be taken out. A missed opportunity there from Futurama. He's trying to run away, but he's getting shot up on the retreat. Futurama is still in this match, as you can see. He's got a double ref, and his MCV is going back to the second field. So this game will continue. Rex, meanwhile, is going for a double warp sphere. He's teleported his drone ship somewhere. He's dropped it in the middle of the map. That's a wiser decision, actually, because there is a lot of blue Tiberium, and it's going to be the contention point of this match. Whoever gets the blue tip will win this. I like the flanking maneuver from these Scorpion tanks to shut down the Corruptors, but there's 2 dev tanks. Rex somehow was able to squeeze out 2 dev tanks. He's got the Hexapod still alive, still above half health, and these forces of the Blackhand player are just being thinned out here, aren't they? Gunwalkers being destroyed. The MCV was sold off by the look of things. We've got an engineer and a Cabal squad, so that can only mean the MCV was sold off. It's just going to be infantry from here on out, and there's a Corruptor healing this Hex. It has promoted to Veteran. Oh, I thought that was so close there. Futurama could have killed that Hex, but he had like 6 or 7 Scorpion tanks and a bunch of infantry. If he had just kept shooting the Hexapod, I think it would have died. I honestly think it would have died. But he pulled back, and that was a critical mistake. But this game will be going to Rex. He's going to equalize the scoreboard. And that is going to be GG. So Rex takes a game there, and it's going to bring the scoreline to 1-1. This is a best of 7, so we could be here for a while. The longer the better though. And before I forget, let's just save this replay. Or did I just save it before? I'll just save the last replay. Let's see here. Okay. Easier to do it in Windows Explorer because I can just copy paste. Something you can't do in Kane's Wrath. Okay, so the scoreline is 1-1. Good comeback from Rex considering that he lost his tier 3 to that flame tank in the start. I called it at the start. I said the game's over. But I'm wrong in every instance. Usually games are over, when that happens. I mean, if I lost my tier 3 and I'm going Mechapede, and I've only got 2 mechas on the map, and I'm forced to pull those mechas back to kill a flame tank, which just killed my tier 3 and a War Factory, and I lost a Harvester at the start of the game, I'll probably just call the GG. But Rex, he fought on and somehow was able to win that game, so well done to him. Anyway, it's the same matchup once again. And let me just see if I can swap the teams around. So it says here Control Alt 1. And it works like a charm. Great. So in the top we have playing as this Scrin. It's going to be Rex once again. He's winning that game despite the flame tanks getting in. Futurama is still sticking with the black hand. He's not going to switch it up just yet. This game could decide if these players will switch it up, but they're going to pick their factions. I think Futurama is also adept with Traveler 59. I'm very surprised to see him not picking it and trying to counter pick Rex's Scrin. But no, he's just going to go with Black Hand. It's a pretty good tournament faction, has always been. And you know what? It is an improvement from many years ago where it would just be Black Hand mirrors all day, every day. How do you add assets to World Builder? I'm not going to explain you on stream, right? If that's what you're asking. It's not particularly easy to explain, but you can add assets from C&C3 but C&C4 and Red Alert 3. You're not advised to do it with any other game because you could have some rights-related issues. But you can import anything you desire. DevCore, perhaps? I like DevCore on this map. I think it has a very high win rate, especially against Blackhand. I don't think Futurama would be capable in stopping a DevCore on this map. I mean, he has tried to stop it in the past with infantry, but what you can do as Scrin is just block the infantry with power plants and buzzer hives behind the power plants. It just makes it really difficult to counter. The only way I see you countering a DevCore rush is by cancelling your refinery and then building a secret shrine to upgrade that Black Disciple upgrade as soon as possible. You want to litter your base with shredder turrets so that the buzzers from the buzzer hives get killed as they spawn. Rex is going to take some Tide Room. That's a very early blue tip harvester. He's pulling it back early. Why is he doing that? There's one bike. That's why he's pulling it back. Not worth the distance, not worth the effort, but he does get himself some Tiberium at least, and will resume harvesting on this green Tiberium field. Is that a double War Factor, or is that just one bike from Futurama to scare Rex away? He only built 2 bikes. Those 2 bikes were enough to deter Rex from taking the full blue field, and that is going to be psyching him out a little bit. Maybe Rex will overspend, thinking there's 2 War Factories coming. I'm not sure if Rex has eyes in Futurama's base. But the 2 bike opener has definitely got Rex worried a little bit here, as you can see. And the bikes have found a harvester. The Seekers are out of position. This is going to go down. Maybe not, actually. I've seen how this engagement plays out every time. It's gonna survive on 1 HP. It's always the same. It's always the same. It always turns out like that. And it's so tilting when it does happen. 1 bike rocket away from death. That just about sums it up. That's good to know that Futurama is playing the same game that I'm playing, because that happens all the time. Scorpion tanks being made now. I'm very interested by this Scorpion tank transition. What is prompting him to go Scorps? Is it the threat of Mechapede soon? Possibly. Seeker will be microed back, and good control from Rex. He's playing pretty well here. Aside from letting that flame tank in the last games, he's been solid so far. This blue tip could be harvested here by Futurama. I think there's about 1 load of blue Tiberium that he could harvest. If I were him, I'd just rally this harvester to the blue field now. That's a bug crystal. If you didn't know, if you knew the exploit before I patched it, you could get a full load of Tiberium from just taking this one crystal here. But you can't do that now because I've patched it. Harvester, not going to be microed back. We'll be getting taken out. So Rex must have been focused on something else. He's scouting the right-hand side with the Seeker, maybe thinking there's going to be a flame tank there. Dev tanks is a unit you rarely see. This is usually built to counter flame tanks in this matchup. And it's usually a prelude to Mechapeds. If I'm going for Devour tanks, usually it's Devourers and Mechapeds. It's a really good combination against Black Hat. Flame tanks will be spotted since there's 2 Seekers. And the bikes will not be able to accomplish a whole lot there. Infantry are on the way here for Futurama. He's putting on the pressure, which is what I like to see. There's 1 Seeker there, which is just being annoying. I mean, if he doesn't deal with this, it can potentially kill a Harvester. That small amount of damage does add up. Scorpion tanks there will actually break through the defenses and find an opening. This war factory will be taken out, and that is Rex's only war factory. So he's going to be forced to build another one. I can almost assume he's building a war factory right now, anticipating he's going to lose that one. Yeah, he's already building it because he will not have production. He's going to try and stall his attack, but it's not going to do a whole lot. This is going to be a tripod coming out here, which is what he needs it to be. It's going to get some repairs near this war factory while it lives. The Mechapeds have got into the backs of Futurama's base, but there are some forces there to meet him. Futurama needs to micro these bikes and scorpions to headshot those mechas when they come into range. Tripod there and a Devastator warship. That's going to be devastating against this infantry. Look at that. Just carving a slice through that infantry like hot butter. Just thinning it out so much. It's good as Blackhand. Really not that good as Blackhand. It's good for Scrin to build those. There's nothing over here. The Mechapeds have taken out Futurama's expansion. There's an MCV. He could start working on it. Looks like those Scorpions are headshotting the Mechapede. One of the mechas does fall. Those are not upgraded with Dozer Blades, so they might be pretty easy to kill for the Mechapedes. Only now is Futurama safe to build an expansion. Okay. And here is where it's good to build 1 or 2 flame tanks. Get those flame tanks out. Another Harvester goes down. Not sure how many Harvesters have been lost in this match, but we can see, based on the resources gathered, that both players have about the same amount of economy. Futurama is going to be ahead, all things considered, since he has more tib to harvest. He's going to be bringing in Tiberium, whereas Rex now is just harvesting from a dead field. He doesn't have any ref yet on this expansion, whereas Futurama does. So even though Futurama doesn't have anything here, he's still continuing to mine tip. He's going to have more average resources per minute the longer this goes on, but he needs a means of taking out this Devastator. The Mantis from the last game would be the right call. Not sure why he built it in that game, but here it makes perfect sense to squeeze out a Mantis or 2 with the Scorpion tanks. I like that unit mix a lot. There's no Eradicator Hexapod. Usually Rex likes to build the Hexapod before expanding. He's got just Gunwalkers and a singular tripod. Needs to get one more out before he can make a push that will threaten this base of Futurama. Rex does now have his drone ship at the expansion, but there's some bike buggy there to meet it, and if he's not paying attention, this drone ship could be taking damage. The bike buggy will destroy the Seeker tanks defending that location, and instead of targeting the drone ship, he's just going to go up to the base and meet the dev tank. I mean, he's going to lose the opportunity there to take out the Harvester, but he's probably preparing a defense against this attack. There's a lot of Gunwalkers. I'm not sure if Rex has used the Buzzstorm support power. If not, then yeah, these buildings can be cleared out instantly. But the buildings are spewing out rockets, killing all of these Gunwalkers. Harvesters are going to this field. That's a lot of Harvesters. Rex needs to put them in a line formation and teleport them back. He's going to lose 3 Harvesters. Harvesters just you know, letting them die like this is a disaster. That is huge. What is he focused on? Instead, he's over here taking out this base. But in the meantime, he's lost 3 harvesters. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was worth it. He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters left. Only 4 harvesters left. That was half of his economy that just got taken out. Likely he wasn't paying attention since this Devastator warship has been doing a lot of damage. It does have the shields on it still. And it is so low on health. The Scorpion tank's just getting absolutely wrecked there by these tripods. And maybe Futurama is bleeding too many forces. This army looks indestructible. There's even a ranked up tripod. Veteran tripod. And a veteran Devastator warship. I think the damage is done though. This base has been cleaned up. There's no point sticking around here anymore. Let's just go back to base and get some repairs and then move back out. Build more harvesters. If I were Rex, I'd definitely be queuing harvests at this point. Get 1, 2 more out at least. You want to saturate this tip field and go for more Devastator warships and more tripods. Futurama is going to try and attack in the north. The gravity stabilizer was sold off. Not sure if I like that. Devastator warships would be nice to build at this point. Now, Futurama's not out of this match since he does have a fully saturated expansion, but he did lose his entire base. He's also reset to tier 1, but he does have Black Disciples on his infantry, so it makes sense here to build infantry. Rex does have tier 3, so these gunwalkers can be phased and they can be crushing all this infantry for sure. Flame tanks could be the way to go. Maybe 1 or 2 flame tanks in the top, take out that tier 3. Could be the right choice for Futurama. Doesn't look like there's any flame tank on the right hand side, but there is some infantry. There's gunwalkers here, a lot actually. Rex is pretty safe to defend this base off. And there's just, you know, sporadic forces everywhere. And a lot of these groups of man-spam don't even have cabals to buff the rocket squads. The Mecha Ps are still alive. Both of them are veteran. They must have done a lot of damage. Futurama has infantry only. Yeah, he's going for flame tanks. He's trying to recover in this match. He's got his tier 3 down. Maybe a Redeemer is the way he's thinking of going for a Redeemer. I guess if he takes out the tier 3, goes for a Redeemer, and Rex never built a Hexapod, there's a chance that Futurama could win this match. But basically everything has to go Futurama's way for him to win this match now. He needs to take out that tier 3. Okay, I mean, that's step 1 for the comeback, right? Takes out the tier 3. Just I was talking about it. The tier 3 is no more. That is destroyed. Stasis chamber could be taken out as well, but he needs to watch out for that mastermind. Oh, the tech's going to be reset completely. The nerve center also dies. And there's the mastermind. Takes over the flame tank, but does reset Rex to tier 1. And he could be going now for that Redeemer. Like I said, we heard a Devastator go down. That could have been the Mantis or something. And now these tripods are just being sent to their deaths. They're running into upgraded infantry. Looks like the mastermind will save that. Tripod does pull it back there. And was that a Redeemer engine facility? Yes, it was. Wow. So there is a chance that this game could be won yet by Futurama. There is a flame tank. He does see this on the minimap. You can see this beam as the player who got the unit mind controlled. But these infantry will take it out. Needs to upgrade charged particle beams to kill the mastermind in one shot if it shows up. The Mecha P, that's a lot of gunwalkers. I'm surprised Rex is not pushing in just yet. He needs to, you know, do something now before it's too late. But he does have his tier 3 almost finished, I guess. He's floating a lot of resources now. because he lost his tier 3. Now he's going to build his hexpod. He's going to build tripods. I would also queue Devastators from a gravity stabilizer at this point. Just float. Build a lot so you're not floating as much money as you are here. Now the Redeemer has to just... I don't know if he has enough time really to get into this base before the hexapod is built. I'd like to see EMP coils. The MCV is making way for an expansion. A lot of gunwalkers there, so infantry is going to be tricky to make work. Especially now since Rex is back to tier 3, he can just phase and then crush the infantry. Why does that being exist for the player who got the unit captured? Well, that's just how the game has worked since day one. I mean, mind control is disliked as a whole in this game. Buffing it wouldn't be popular either, if you ask me. So yeah, this harvester here is going to be making a run for it. Does have some blue Tiberium inside of it from the look of things. Does mind control it. So that almost half full blue Tiberium harvester will be mind control. Ooh. And the Mastermind teleports in the tripod to save itself, but it's going to run to the Redeemer. The Redeemer is just going to flame it and destroy it. And now this Redeemer will... Is it going to be raged and then... Yeah, nice. I like that. I like what I'm seeing here. Oh man, he used the stasis shield on that Redeemer. But there's only one tripod there that's so low on health. I don't like that play at all. And Rex is not even moving the tripod into EMP this. Oh man. And that Redeemer got a shot off. It's so low on health. The rocket swords are going to target it down. It's so low on health. It's only one EMP was able to get used. Oh man. Is this a throw here? There is an Eradicator hexbot. He doesn't have anything inside of that. Redeemer's making a run for it now. No ref on this field. As we can see, based on the mini-map, there's a lot more Rex structures compared to Futurama ones. Redeemer flaming that hexapod from behind, but it's not doing a whole lot. And I think the Scrin forces are closing in here. The man spam's going to be taken out by these dev ships. And there's probably tripods reinforcing in. This hexapod is such a huge problem. And that is it. Game over. Rex takes another game, which puts him ahead in this series after the opening game, which he also could have won, but Futurama had that flame tank to deny the victory. So well done to Rex. Takes another game, and are we going to see some faction switch up now after 3 of the same matchups? There's no counter pick, so they're just going to pick the same exact faction. I think right now Traveler is probably the best faction just due to the Shock Trooper spam. Shadowbrick isn't working currently, so that's why you see that there, but it's going to be a Traveler 59 mirror. This was always going to be a Scrin versus Scrin. There's no shocker to that really, and Rex, he is ahead in this series by 1 game, but it is a best of 7. Futurama will want to prevent Rex from getting another win on the board. I like the crane. Didn't work out in game number 1. He lost that match, but it wasn't due to the crane. But we'll see if it's going to be worth it in this match. If he's going to be ahead economically. We can see on the scoreboard that if it's going to give him more average income per minute or not. It's always a question I've had, if it's worth it or not. Phoenix has said all the time that it's worth it. Anyways, up in the top, we've got Futurama playing as the Traveler 59 as well. This is going to be Tournament Hampstead Gardens. I'm mixing up my words quite a bit here, aren't I? The spike used to be in the corner for this map, but it was changed to be here since you could just cut off the enemy engineer with a buzzer. Buzzers could just go down there and prevent your opponent from capturing it. It's so risky packing up the MCV against another Trout 59 player. What if your opponent was going for a Descent Rush? You're just assuming there won't be one. Eco numbers will be close in this one. Well, based on what I'm seeing so far, it's looking like both players are even as far as eco is concerned. The Crane isn't providing any tangible benefits. 3 harvesters for Rex, and we've got ourselves a 4th one out here for Futurama. If anything, we can see Futurama is ahead in this game, so that is not working out so well for him. There's one fucking... There we go. Crane buff when it was already buffed. If you go to Rex's point of view here, it's $1,300. You can see it's cheaper now than it was in vanilla. There was some opposition to making it even cheaper than that, since it already had utility in team games. It's good that it's now being used more. It's good to see structures like the Crane being seen more and used more. 3rd refinery going to be down now for Rex, and let's reflect back on the scoreboard. As we can see, Futurama is ahead. Well, difficult to say. I think both players are coming out on even. But there is, like I said before, the risk of the Crane. You're not going to have the same ability to defend your base against Descent Rushes. Descents being made. Why is that? Is there a stasis chamber on the way? I'm curious to know why he's built 2. Okay, he's going for more now. Rex going for disintegrators. The same for Futurama. So we've got ourselves the exact same build order from either side. Futurama's working on a 4th refinery. Likewise for Rex. So it's going to be Descent v Descent after 3rd ref. I'd start just spamming buzzer hives now and put them all over the map. Because you know that one of those groups of Descents can come in and end the game. So why not just prepare for it now? Put some buzzer hives in areas that you expect that to be coming from. It's easier to do that than keeping some forces here and some forces here. Yeah, Rex is now going to scout. He's got gunwalkers on the left-hand side. There's some gunwalker seeker coming in from the right by Futurama. 4th rev does get dropped, and there's nothing here to defend this base off. And there's a Ravager squad. Why has he got a Ravager squad? That is such a weird choice. He's being attacked. I don't think Rex anticipated this, and this harvester could be going down there. There's 3 seekers. He's not going to push in and take it out. I would have definitely gone in for it if I were him. Rex is struggling to hold this off. There's Descent v Descent clashes in the middle of the map. There's nothing over on the left. Nothing in Futurama's side of the map. Lightning Spike was forced to be used to defend. If you look at the description, it says defensive support power, ironically. Defensive power, yeah. Even though most of the time it's used offensively, but in that case it was a defensive power. Futurama is going to respond to it with his own Lightning Spike. This is actually going to range the harvesters as well. And just gunwalkers is a good choice in this matchup. We've got reconstruction drones from either side. I think Futurama's ahead here. He's killing the enemy gunwalkers a little faster. The stasis chamber was being targeted. There's a Prodigy out now. Rex and Futurama both have their tier 3s down. The Prodigy's getting targeted down by these gunwalkers. It will almost go down. Futurama's Prodigy is on the other side of the map. Unless it got taken out by the Ravagers, it could have been killed by the Ravagers. In fact, oh man. Oh man, that was so close. Oh, how did that not error mind control both of the Ravager squads? The Prodigy goes down. Those 2 Ravager squads got the Prodigy. What a huge deal that is. 4 Harvesters on the left-hand side. Luckily, there's nothing there to kill them. Oh, that signal transmitter was built to take the tech center over. Rex is already expecting it. He's got a buzzer hive near that tier 3. I'm not sure where Rex's Prodigy is, but that was a sick engagement. Futurama's gamble going for the signal transmitter did not work. Now the Hexpod is out, so having a tier 3 around is not vital anymore. And the Prodigy gets taken out by a buzzer. Wow, this one buzzer instantly promoting to heroic. It must have been from the start of the game, the one he put in that garrison. It just gone in and take out the Prodigy. I mean, why not, right? You never know if it would work or not. And now here is Rex's Prodigy. He takes over Futurama's tier 3, and that is GG. Rex takes another game there on Hampstead Gardens. An excellent win by Rex. Now he's at match point. Futurama just getting outplayed in that one. I'm saving all these replays, so now Futurama has to make a comeback. After that performance, maybe Trap Mirrors is not the way to go. Maybe he'll go Nod Vanilla now and try and win with Laser Scorpion tanks and Shadow teams. Let's see if Futurama can begin the comeback. What is the hotkey to change the scoreboard around? There we go. Just to get Rex over on the left-hand side, who is enjoying a nice lead right now. And this is going to be a classic map, Tournament Rift, the OG map from Tiberium Wars. It's nice to see some of these maps picked today in 2025. This used to be the only map that people played. But since then, a lot of community-made ones were made and replaced this. But this has been the, I'd say the inspiration for a lot of community maps. The layout of it, it just works. I think that hotkey broke colors. No, it's working quite well, as you can see. Descents from Rex. He's going to take the 3 Tiberium spikes in the bottom. Oh, that's such a huge deal. Futurama's not going to rush. He's not going for a descent rush. This is the map you really want to go for a descent rush on. To take those tip spikes over in the bottom. Unless Futurama goes for a nerve center and takes out the buzzers with a lightning spike, I don't see how this will be good for him. A Gunwalker was forced to be built, but one Gunwalker is not going to be enough to hold these descents off, and now Rex is going to build. He's going to be enjoying 3 tip spikes while taking out his opponents. So having 3 spikes to no spikes is a big advantage. At the moment though, Futurama is ahead, but it's not going to be long before Rex does make up for it. As you can see, he's already closing the gap. A Gunwalker was picked off quite easily there. And this spike, I'd suicide these descents in for. I'm not sure why he's hoping that Futurama doesn't reverse those Gunwalkers. He's clearly looking at them. And this is just forcing out more spending out of Futurama. He's queuing buzzer highs when really he doesn't want to. And the second Gunwalker goes down, so 2 Gunwalkers and a spike. These descents have claimed. There's 1 veteran squad there. And Rex, as you can see, He has not yet got down his second ref, but he is taking the blue Tiberium with this harvester. He's sending one to the blue field in the middle. He'll want to secure those tip spikes, and Futurama will want to do something about them soon. He'll want to go for infantry now to take these spikes back or destroy them. Rex is going for a crane. This is odd because he doesn't have a lot of resources floating right now. He's also taking the blue Tiberium, so he's not going to have the funds to build off of 2 build queues. He's going to store on resources now. He's overestimating how much these spikes are giving him. Futurama is spamming harvest. He's got 4 there. Did he pull some? No, he's just got so many harvesters. 11 harvesters, I think, for Rex and 10 for Futurama. Unless that's structures. I can't quite tell if the 11 to 10 is for harvesters or structures. I know the icon besides it is for units. I think having it be harvesters is better. Yeah. I don't know why it's structures. It should really be harvesters. For me, that's the only thing I'm interested in. How many harvesters each side has. I don't think army count is relevant either. Since you can be scrinning, you can have like 4 times less units as Black Hat and still have a way better army. Why not have both? Yeah, I suppose so. There's a lot of stats you can put on there. I'm just surprised that that specific one was chosen. Futurama's going to take the spikes. Okay, nice. He's keeping Rex busy while taking the tip spikes over in the bottom. But Rex does have his tier 3 down. The same cannot be said for Futurama, who is spamming tier 1, but he's going for a lot of the synths, and I like that. If he's able to thin out these gunwalkers, then the desynths won't have an easy response. What he should do with these desynths is, you know, amass them in the bottom of the map, because there's nothing really besides one buzzer hive to deal with that. He can even cancel this hive by using the buzzer swarm power next to it, and all the hive buzzers will be killed right out of that. We've got a group of desynths in the top. Futurama is taking the blue Tiberium. Futurama also going for Ravagers. These are probably to take care of the Prodigy, which is being built. It's halfway done. And Rex is on the back foot here. For this series to continue, Futurama must win this game because it is a best of 7. Prodigy there from Rex could get buzzer swarmed. I'm expecting that power to be used soon on it. Eradicator Hexbot comes out. And we have ourselves a game, everyone. Both sides have harvested about the same. But Futurama has the 3 spikes. Futurama also has more gunwalkers. And these desynths are gonna find a corruptor, which isn't gonna quite kill all the desynths, but it will shut the attack down. Those are really good in those situations. If you've got a lot of buzzers desynths to contend with, just queue corruptors. Ravagers can use their tib agitation on mechapedes. There are none, however, on this map. Gunwalkers don't get the attenuated force fields as Traveler. No upgrades for them as this faction. Where were those? Oh, he must have had them over here, but he teleported them back. Oh, area mind control used on the mechapede. Another mechapede gets taken over. Wow, and just like that, Futurama's lost all of his Mechapedes. That is huge. Was that the no, that wasn't the Prodigy, but there are Ravagers here. But they really need to be in the middle of the map, hunting the Prodigy down. Losing those 3 Mechapedes was huge. Oh! Oh my god, that was so close. What was that? Rex's Prodigy goes down to the buzzer hive that Futurama placed before he sold the drone platform. What a move. Futurama just swung it around with that one play there. That could have been easily missed by other casters, by the way, but really nice move from Futurama. What an epic temporal wormhole. The Shock Hexapod's gonna win this engagement. Because Rex is not standing and fighting, he's exposing rear armor to this. Oh, but there is a lot of Corruptors healing this Hex out. Colt is flanking. How good is the micro? Futurama will be forced to retreat, and now Rex is going to respond in kind with his own temporal wormhole. Oh no. Rex could be in trouble. Futurama could be in trouble. Futurama needs to use the Cultist to take over the tripod. I'm not sure why he's doing that. He's not even trying to take over the enemy tripods. At least take over this tripod and EMP it. This hexapod here. Where's the micro? Oh man, this is gonna be it. Wow, Rex just tore Futurama up. And that is the series concluded. Rex takes it 4-1. Futurama did not stand a chance in this series. So that is the end of the series. Rex takes it 4-1. The tournament has concluded after 2 months. I forgot what it was called since it's been so long ago that I've forgotten it. But well done to Rex, taking a very convincing win in this series. Futurama just unable to control those cultists in a critical moment. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for being here. Hope you all enjoyed this series and this cast. That is going to be it for me today. I'm going to head off, get something to eat. Was that a money match? Yes, it was. Rex will take home $70. Futurama wins 20, I believe. And I took 10. I'm rich. $10. Yay. I lost to Rez because I went black hand and I wasn't expecting to get lamed so hard. And he certainly did lame me. I didn't pick Traveler myself in any of those matches, and I concluded after it that, yeah, Trav is a bit insane right now. The fact that you have to pick Trav to kill Trav is not particularly great. So I'm going to see if I can resolve that in the upcoming update.